Denzel Curry. This man, the myth, the legend, he is an artist that I have talked about a few times on this channel now. I actually just talked about his collab project in Strictly for the Cypher recently. And today I wish to talk about an album that actually just turned 10 years old this year, and that's Imperial. Yeah, exactly. At least as of me recording this video, I am um, shocked to remember that this turns 10 years old. And this was obviously the follow up to two of his projects that came before it with 32 Zill Planet Shrooms and Nostalgic 64. Both projects, in their own respective rights, were essentially Denzel starting off and setting a foundation of what was to come. And Imperial to me felt like this was like the true blue, like, okay, now we see his full potential from 32 Zillion Shrooms and Imperial fully realized. But I feel we can confidently say that when you listen to Imperial back then, and even to this day, it sounds completely different from a lot of Denzel Curry's albums from before and past this point. Because I think the closest we get to like a hard, gritty, roughneck sound of Imperial would be like an album like Taboo, or even something from the King and the Mischief South Volume 2 era of Denzel, if that makes sense. So Imperial for me, this for is like in my view a pretty underrated album in the Denzel Curry discography even to this day. Because when people go back and listen to like a Denzel Curry project and choose which ones they want to listen to, it's either going to be Taboo, Melt My Eyes, or even something as a Zoo, for example, right? But it also got a re-release version, which in a way was really smart for Denzel at the time because it was like, okay, you got Imperial, which was the mixtape album version, but now here's Imperial, but the stream version with two new songs and a rearrangement of a key track off here with This Life. So again, I guess to start with like the original release version of the album, again, songs like UOT, Gook, and Sick and Tired are really good bangers that really like resonate that still go really hard. Again, Ronnie J on the beat crushed it with these productions on the first three songs. Um, Nighthead featuring Rick Ross was also a really nice song off of here. Narcotics, which is one of the songs that did get removed from the re-release version. This one is like a super like head bumping song that I fucking bump to this day. I would argue it's like one of my top 20 favorite Denzel Curry songs of all time. Story No Title, Pure Enough, which is a really an underrated track off the album that doesn't get a lot of attention. Xena featuring Joey Baz was a really nice one too. And then when we go into the re-release version, the only two songs that were replacing Narcotics of Pure Enough was Me Now and Good Night. Both of those songs respectively are really good and continue the Imperial era that Denzel was known for the time. I guess to wrap this up, I feel like Imperial, considering this came out in March of 2016, and this was a year before the SoundCloud Rap era blossom and blow up as a result. I think that this album predates and foreshadowed what was to come in the SoundCloud rap genre. And again, it was super ahead of its time that even when you look back on this album and listen to some of like your modern hip hop music to this day, you hear a lot of like the ideas and themes that is portrayed in many other works to come out past this point from other big artists. And again, there's not a lot more praise I can say about this album. Imperial is a classic among classics now since this turned 10 years old. And on top of it, I just think that this is just another reason Denzel Curry is one of those artists that will always go the distance and expand upon his artistic vision. And at the end of the day, when it comes to a Denzel Curry album, you're never going to know what you're going to get with Denzel because the quality of his projects from day one have been super, super amazing and consistent. And yeah, that's basically it. Just wanted to simply rant and talk about Imperial because someone actually reminded me that Imperial turns 10 years old today, and I figured to talk about it because I think this album deserves more attention, man. And yeah, that's it. See you on the next one. Later.